All right, guys, we're here. It's obviously you know where we're at. This is a Marines Disquisition heard live around the world on Windtalkers Radio Network, privately owned, independently operated by your fellow Marines, Army, Navy, as well as a few civilians out there trying to get the truth out there around the world. This is my show, a Marines Disquisition, heard live every day, Monday through Friday, from 2200 hours Greenwich Mean Time to 2400 hours. I want to let you know that it is Thursday, the 16th day of July, and as you know, 16th day of July is Thursday's last day for Bob Chapman this month, maybe, unless he makes it back from his escapades that he is endeavoring, and I feel for him. This man is doing everything he can to keep the truth going and has to basically take his vacations when he can and move when he can and get back on the internet and talk to you guys. So partake of what he has to say today, because he'll be gone for about 2 weeks. And my quote for today, for all of you guys, comes from our famous John Adams, President of the United States for 4 years, following George Washington. All the perplexities, confusion, and distress in America arise not from the defects in their Constitution or Confederation, nor from want of honor or virtue, so much as downright ignorance of the nature of coin, credit, and circulation of its money. John Adams, very astute individual, standing up against the National Bank. Christopher Mark wrote yesterday, or should say yesterday, last weekend, the world is completely corrupt beyond your wildest dreams, and the United States is, perhaps, the most gullible of all nations. Christopher Mark. With all of that said, I've got our illustrious financial advisor, world-renowned advisor who has been ahead of the game for years, and we've even documented it on this radio show, and I'm sure it's documented on other shows out there, like the American Voice Radio Network, on GCN Live, on Republic Broadcast Network. Pick and choose a day, pick and choose an hour. This man is the man you really want to know, you really want to seek advice from, and guess what? He's almost as bad as I am. He's free. He just gives you the places to go and find out what you need to do with your money to invest. With me, I just bring forth the news that's put out around the world that's not being promoted or very discreetly just promoted, and it's free. So we have a kindred here in getting the truth out to let you know what to do to save your finances, save your wife, as well as protect yourself. And before we get into this show, one thing for you. Keep your powder dry. Get ready. It's coming. With that said, the illustrious financial advisor, Mr. Bob Chapman. Welcome to the show, sir.
Well, thank you very much. And you can start calling me the Financial Gladiator.
Ah, that's a good name. I got to write that down. Financial Gladiator.
But anyway, it's been another interesting week. And we saw gold last week reach down to 905, and now it's back up, closing around 935.40. And they just can't keep it down. It springs back like a catapult was behind it. And it's going to continue to do that because the central banks are not willing to sell physical gold in the London market anymore. And so it's only a matter of time before gold moves substantially higher. And so for those of you who have funds to invest, gold and silver coins and shares are the place to be. And, of course, you always should have at home your dehydrated and freeze-dried foods and also your filter for water and, of course, something to protect your family with. That said, there's been much to do about what's been going on in the financial markets, particularly in regard to Goldman Sachs, which has essentially co-opted the United States government. They really run the government. They, J.P. Morgan Chase, and Citigroup. And that's just the way it is, Americans, and it's dreadful. That's not the way it's supposed to be. And Goldman Sachs, in the middle of a depression, and that's what we're in already, they're talking about an increase in earnings for the second quarter of some 33%, and that's $226,156 per employee compensation for the quarter. And each employee could end up, on average, getting $1 million extra for the year if they continue to do what they're doing. Now, how are they doing that? Well, what they're doing is front-running the market. And they have programs, which I understand the program was made up by the United States government and given to them, not to anybody else, just to Goldman Sachs. And they are in the market, and they are using algorithms and very advanced predator algorithms, and in nanoseconds, what the program, which is called the black box program, does is it seeks out buy and sell orders and gets in front of them. And when you do that, it's called front running. And so let's say that General Electric, there was an order for General Electric for 100,000 shares, say at $10 a share. And the algo seeks it out, it knows it's there, and very quickly what they do is they buy 100,000 shares, turn around and sell it to the buyer of the General Electric, all within 30 or 40 seconds. I know this is incredible, but that's how fast this works. And how much do they make? Maybe 2 cents, 5 cents, a quarter of a cent on the trade. And they do that all day long, front-running professional trades as well as individual ones. In other words, they're stealing from the market. They're a bunch of scumbags. And these are the people who are really running our government. These are the people who gave our current president, Barry Soetoro, almost $1 million for his campaign. These are the people who are going to be trading credits in the market that are going to be given to them and others under cap and trade, which is going to cost you 20% more in taxation, incidentally. That's what it's going to work out to. It's the biggest scam in history. That is the trading of these credits. This is the global warming credits, and the taxation that's attached to it. And incidentally, if they pass the health care package, you're going to pay another 20% in taxes. So you're going to be in for 40 plus the 25 you're paying now. You're going to be in for 65% plus state tax, real estate taxes, and even sales taxes in the states. And I've been told by my contacts in Washington, they're even thinking of adding a VAT, a value-added tax, which taxes production at every stage, whether it's a service or whether it's in manufacturing. Europe has it, and it's dreadful. Dreadful. The average person in Germany pays 53% in taxation plus VAT, which is approximately another 20%. So that's what they're going to do to you. And this is the change that America's wanted. This is what you're going to get. And at the head of the band is Goldman Sachs. They're the ones who are doing it to you.
Well, they want to change, and we have a man sitting in the White House that is not eligible to be the president. Mr. Chapman, it's all over the net. Where's the birth certificate? They've got signs going up. Where's the birth certificate? And we even have military men all the way up now to the rank of a full-bird colonel that is asking the question, is this man qualified to be my commanding officer? We have a major of the United States Army working for a private defense contractor who has been ordered to stand down. He has been not demoted, but discharged from the the National Guard, and the defense contractor that he works for has been ordered to fire him, or the defense contractor is going to lose $2 to $3 million a month in government payments for the defense contractor. With all of this, Mr. Chapman, you're telling us that value-added tax, to me, that's a horror story in and of itself. That's what the Founding Fathers got away from 230 years away.
Well, the bait's going to be they're going to do away with the IRS. And, of course, they'll replace it with just other tax collectors. It'll be an accounting agency. That'll be the hook on it because the people hate the IRS so much. But I'm also looking for, over the next 2 years, I'm looking for currency controls where money cannot go in or out of the United States without the approval of the United States government. I'm also looking for that.